right, one of the questions I've been getting a lot about footwear, so I'm going to kind of go through it here for you guys. Kind of do like a one by one kind of thing. I'll start with the big stuff first. I would tell you that lately what I've been using is Crispy. So this is the Altitude, Crispy Altitude. I discovered this boot from working with a military group. I had heard of Crispy before, but nothing on my radar because I just blew it off as a mountain hunting boot. I just assumed it would be too big, too heavy, too stiff to use, if you're not basically actively in the Rockies or at altitude. Interestingly enough, this model called the Altitude is a lighter weight version. They have boots that are way heavier duty than this. They base everything off a flex system, so the flex being that. This is a 2.5, which is I would say for normal usage, hiking, anything east of the Mississippi for damn sure. This is all you're going to need. The thing I like the most about these is the flex. It is a little stiffer than a traditional hiking boot that you would buy at somewhere like REI or something like that. But I find that makes it more comfortable for me, especially now that I'm older and I've got a little mileage on me. As far as wearing boots, typically a work day for me is about 12 hours. So I really like these. Of course, Gore-Tex, completely waterproof. 550 cord laces. I will not buy a boot anymore unless it's basically a 550 lace. The Rand around here is obviously made for those guys out west that are on rocks and stuff all the time, which just makes it even more bomber. So this is the first pair I got. Absolutely loved them. I would say this boot is it's a December, January, February boot for me. So cold, I've worn it already down to zero and single digit tips with just a normal wool sock from Darn Tough, and I've had no issues. It's just that well made. So super stoked with that. So I discovered that. Well, then after I worked with that military crew, and I was like, well, that boot is too much, for March through basically November. So I found this one just by cruising Crispy's website. This is the Monaco. Now this is only I think they say this is 6 inches. I think it's probably closer to 5.5. This is my 9-10 month boot. Again, I've taken this down super cold with a Darn Tough, a decent Darn Tough sock. I've taken it down to freezing, and I was fine. Again, leather, Gore-Tex, so it's waterproof. You got the Bomber Rand that goes all the way around that really protects it. I was never a fan of the lace to toe, but with these, I dig it because it just works. So this is the boot that you guys see me basically wearing in classes. I would say 80 to 90% of the time. So on both of these, here's what I would say. I am not sponsored by Crispy. These people would never sponsor anybody like me. I pay for them just like you guys do. I found this one on Midwest USA for, it was an open box version, and it was brand new. Everything you see here is just from me. There was nothing wrong with it, and I found it, I think, for $165. Now these right here, they're going to cost you $350, $400. But here's what I would tell you: once you wear these, you are going to be like, it's the best money spent ever. I would consider both of these boots. In my career of whatever you want to call it, this is the best I have had. Period. End. The only thing comparable was a boot made by a company years ago. It went out of business. It was called Reichly. Reichly made a leather hiking boot called the Yatna GTX. You might be able to find those on on eBay, but I haven't been able to find my size in 10 plus years at this point. But that was the best hiking boot I had ever seen until the Monaco. The Monaco takes its place. And if you want to talk about Solomon and all that stuff, I brought that stuff kind of into market, or helped bring it into market, especially back when I was running ultra marathons. Those are not, it's more of a, you know, I would call it a status thing. I mean, you guys think about how we wore those boots in the military. It was a disposable boot. You know, you wear it for half a deployment, throw it away, get a new pair. That's not the game I kind of play right now. As far as running shoes right now, what I'm running in is a Brooks Rebel. This is a Rebel 6, I believe. Found these at a discount shopping sporting goods store in Indiana because I went to Indiana to do a class. I go out there every year to Bedford to do a pistol and rifle, and I forgot my running shoes. So I pulled over, found this discount place, and these were on sale. So pretty stoked with them so far. I am not, for running shoes for me, I'll be honest with you, the experience level is to the point I don't really need anything special. I do not like a very high drop, you know, so this is pretty minimal, but I do like a little padding nowadays. So again, that's what I'm running in right now. I don't lose my mind over the running shoes, you know. I've got enough experience where I can go into a store and I can choose, and usually what I do is I just pick whatever's on sale. I think I paid less than $100 for these. So, you know, I get asked a lot about the DEF CONs. You know, I know the owner, so that's why I'm always the first guy to get them, but this is the latest one that got dropped a few years ago. I will tell you guys this, since you're the Patreon crew, the newest DEF CONs won't be coming until roughly June of 26. So you got some time. But that's at the last version. So I'll wear these just kind of chilling. Obviously everything gets worn on the motorcycle, has a shift mark, but you know, like maybe traveling or something like that. Okay, flip-flops. Don't be a weirdo. For all you guys that don't live near the ocean or live in a resort community or whatever, Olakai, man. Olakai is the only flip-flop to buy. Don't buy anything else because you're gonna look like a weirdo when you're walking around people like us. That's it. That's what I got for footwear. So I hope that helps you guys out.